fiscal cliff. I've heard a lot of people mention the fiscal cliff, and a lot of people just don't understand the fundamentals of what the fiscal cliff is. The fiscal cliff is basically a very bad sign for the economy. It's very bad for the economic growth because I'm going to tell you why now. Alright, so the fiscal cliff is basically composed of two things. The first thing is the Bush tax cuts. So, whenever President Bush was in office, he imposed the Bush tax cuts, and that made a lot of people excited about it because it put a lot of more money in their pockets so that they could spend in the general economy, which increased their spending because they have more money in their pockets and they have more money to spend rather than just paying it in taxes. But the thing is, those Bush tax cuts are due to expire in the near future, which will basically take the money out of this consumer's pocket, and then they're going to go to taxes. The second thing to drive this fiscal cliff is the cutting in government spending, because there was a deal made and it was passed in Congress, and it was extending the debt ceiling. Okay, so extending the debt ceiling, this was made under Obama's administration after the financial meltdown 2007, 2008, and even 2009. So they wanted to extend the debt ceiling so that they can borrow more money and put it in the economy and put it to bail out banks for the bailouts for everything that happened. But extending those debt ceilings are due to also expire until 2012. So are you seeing where am I getting here? So the Bush tax cuts is taking out money from the consumer's pocket, and extending the debt ceiling until 2012, which means the government will need to cut its spending in order to finance this deficit, to finance this those loans, as I want to call them, to finance those loans and put them and to reduce the deficit. So, and as you all know, the U.S. economy is very much dependent on consumer spending, and whenever you decrease the money from the consumer, whenever you take out money from the consumer due to those Bush tax cuts, which are basically taking money out of the consumer's pocket, he's not going to spend any more money in the economy. And the second thing is the government decreasing government spending is going to make a lot of government employees out. It's going to bring a lot of government employees out of their jobs because they want to cut on their spending. So, and this is going to drive the economy into what they call the fiscal cliff, because we were going up with those money in those pockets. A lot of people are spending. Extending the debt ceiling, whenever we extend the debt ceiling, that means we're putting more money in the economy. But whenever these two main factors are gone, and it's now time for payback, as you could say, if you want to put it in that context, that means a lot of money in the economy is not going to be there anymore, because a lot of people don't have this money anymore, and the government is cutting on this spending. So this is whenever you go down the fiscal cliff. This is basically what the fiscal cliff is. But the thing that can happen is Congress may pass some new legislation, which I think they would, because the economy is not that good. In the meantime, the economy is not growing as fast as the U.S. government wants. So I think they're going to find a new solution. Hopefully, they will find a new solution to make those Bush tax cuts, maybe to extend those Bush tax cuts for a certain period of time. Or they're going to find another vehicle in order to transfer those tax cuts, or to find loopholes, or I don't know, what do they do over there in order to keep this money in the consumer's pocket, as well as the government spending. They might re-extend the debt ceiling, so that so that it won't be necessary to cut on as much government spending, but that will basically do nothing but it's like giving a patient morphine. It's not a solution. It's just a temporary solution for a permanent problem. So people on Wall Street, I think the main thing that has to happen is people on Wall Street and people in Congress, they have to both collaborate in order to find a midway intersection that will help them pass through this phase. Because if this did not actually happen, we will continue doing this until it's too late, and until the entire economy will collapse. So hopefully that will not happen. Hopefully they will find a solution, but I'm not sure that it's going to be the solution everybody wants. But at least by the time that I'm alive, there will keep